Fellas.
What's up? What's up?
Take it away. Take it away, Henry.
All right. Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to Knicks Nation, Knicks Dreams, rather. Um, Today, welcome to another edition of our podcast where we talk about all things Knicks. Today, we are joined by none other than the Dream, Bill Stradamus, Santana, and yours truly 2.0. Today we'll be discussing the last win against the
Thunder.
the Oklahoma City Thunder, and we'll be looking forward to tonight's game against the Nets. So to kick it off, I'll hand the mic over to Santana.
Good afternoon, Knicks Nation. And again, welcome aboard or welcome to another edition of Knicks Dreams. We are very thankful that you guys are joining us. We definitely are going to put the actual link in the chat room so that if you want to join the panel discussion, you're more than welcome to, and you can chop it up with us. You know, we look forward to having a nice spirited conversation. Have whatever, takes that you guys want to share with us, and have fun with it. With that being said, I'm going to pass the rock over to my main man, Dream, so he can take it away and he can shake and bake.
Shake and bake, maybe, and take this layup left-handed to the right side of the basket. Switch it up on them. They ain't ready for this. So, we're excited about this win. We needed to get this back so we could get even on the month itself. And it was an important win to what seems to be a difficult schedule. We don't know how it's going to shake out yet. We take game by game, but on paper, we needed to get this and put it on the belt. That being said, we had a good performance from the Riddler. He had them perplexed most of the night, start, middle, and finish, and took it home for us. It was nice. And while that happened, Randall stumbled upon a triple-double. So, it was exciting. It was an exciting game in that aspect. A couple of guys also got off. Quickly and Burks, so that was nice to see, and it was really nice to see from my aspect to see Quickly take the next step. We always wanted him to basically drive in, stop at that free throw line, and either take that little, what seems to be a floater or the jump shot because he's so proficient from that spot. He did a lot of that yesterday, so I was happy to see that, and and he gave us basically 19 through three quarters, and then finished out the game just on the floor. But he gave us good minutes on the floor, and with that being said, I see my big man coming down the lane. I'm going to throw it between my legs. Bill Stradamus.
And I'm going to take it with the Darryl Dawkins. I might have to stop the game by slamming it and breaking the backboard.
Break a backboard.
Yeah, I need to change my sneakers anyway.
26, 12, and 12.
Yes.
Tell me to say it again. Tell me to say it again, Santana.
Say it again.
26, 12, and 12 from U-Haul.
Mm-hmm.
From U-Haul. Now, the Riddler did his thing. He did his thing. He's still the Riddler, but he did his thing.
Oh, baby. Yo.
32, 5, and 3. 32, 5, and 3.
Say it again.
32, 5, and 3.
I didn't hear you.
32, 5, and 3. Is that good enough for you, 2.0?
Oh my
God. All right. Then we got number 5. 21, 3, and 4. Listen, he did what, just like Dream just mentioned, he was doing the small things that we said he needed to do in order for his game to progress. He was getting inside the foul line, and his float / jumper game was on. When it's off, he's not looking as good, but it was on. And like I said, he had 4 assists, so he had a nice little game there. Then you had the Kill Us Bees, both played well. The Kill Us Bees, Bullock had 14, and Burks had 15.
Nice.
If they did that every game, we being the 3 seed or higher. If they did that every game.
Well, back it up. Back it up.
I thought I was going to get you 2.0.
Right,
Okay.
right.
Playoffs.
Okay. Now, with that being said, I'm going to just go right behind the back. You know, look left and throw it right to 2.0.
Oh, thank you. Listen, yes, like you said, he's been carrying most of the load throughout the year.
Who's that? Who's that?
But U-Haul.
Okay.
U-Haul. His name is Julius U-Haul Randle.
Okay.
However, it is not surprising. That is why he was named an All-Star this year. That is what an All-Star is supposed to do. Don't come in here patting him on the back so hard, because he's supposed to do that every night. Okay? Let's get that straight. Now, as I said in the chat, as the game was going on, what I said, RJ to the rescue. RJ to the rescue.
You did say that.
I say it all the time. RJ to the rescue. He came and elevated his game. Let's just not say he brought his game. He elevated his game. Okay? He shot the 3 nicely and he went to the basket. Okay? He went to the basket. Quigley, superb job. Superb job. If I had that every night from him, I am so glad that he started Nilikina just to see how inept he was going to be, so we can get the hook and bring in Quigley. Quigley and Burks handle the point guard situation very nicely. I know Santana always gets on me about all of this. What is it? Second option by committee and point guard by committee. But we got what we got. We are who we are, and nothing's going to change that. We have a second option by committee. In other words, we need Burks 14. We need Bullock's 14. We need Burks 15, and maybe 18 or 20. We need Quigley's 20, okay? And we need RJ to be RJ. 25, between 25 and 30 points a game. If he gets less than that, then the other guys have to step up. It is a team sport. And listen, the Knicks are going to be dangerous if we could score like this every night. I don't need 50 from U-Haul. I don't need 30 from RJ every night. I need everybody else to give me those 12 to 15 points. And that is what makes us dangerous. Take it away, Santana.
All right, I want to play a little video clip here.
We got a video clip. Oh boy!
Yeah, I gotta go. I gotta go to the tape. I gotta go to the tape.
Let's go to the videotape then.
Oh, I love this.
I gotta go to the videotape here for a second. I gotta do this. Huh?
You gonna Warner Wolf on us?
Yeah, I'm going Warner Wolf style.
Warner Wolf. Let's go to the videotape. Okay. All I know is that, second option by committee.
Oh wait, I gotta go back. I gotta do something.
Oh, this was for a few days ago, or this was? It had to be because my shorts aren't back there. And why you got this best style 72 man looking at me? What's up with that? Who's 72 in Brooklyn anyway?
Biggie.
Ah, okay, all right.
Baby.
Okay, so here we go. I need you guys to listen to this, okay?
It wasn't only take your children to school day. He took them to the back of the woodshed and put a whipping on them. That was your boy. He said,
every time the favor.
There's only one All-Star over here. You looking at him. Okay? He was supposed to show up, man.
that's the game you show up. You show up against the all-star players, not against the other teams where you think you're the best player on the floor. You got to show up when there's another best player on the floor.
That's what it did. What it did yesterday.
So you know we're gonna have to take something away from him, from that U-Haul. Maybe the U.
Over one game. One game.
Yo, you got kill. You kill my man. I'm an equal opportunity offender.
Nah, that's not equal.
I'm an equal opportunity.
One game.
Yo, he got to redeem himself today.
All right.
This is my square. My Hollywood square says he's got to redeem himself. Now you got your square. Go ahead, Santana. You got your square. Here's the mic.
That's right.
Did he redeem himself 2.0?
Was I right? He was playing.
No.
Wait a minute. He redeemed himself against what? A G League squad? A G League? That's how against a G League? You calling that redeeming yourself? He got to redeem himself today. How about tonight? How about him showing up tonight?
Wait a minute. Thank you for saying what you just said. Now it's my turn to talk. Okay, brother?
G League.
Okay.
G League. G
I'm glad
League.
you said that. Okay, so if you're not going to give Randall the credit, you can't give it to Barrett. Okay? You can't give it to Barrett because you're talking G League. That's why you got to be careful what you say, brother. You got to be careful what you say because if you invalidate Randall, you're invalidating Barrett. So then that means that the 32 that Barrett scored means nothing because it was against G Leaguers. That's what you're saying, brother. That's why I pulled the tape on you. That's why I did the one-on-one. Because I knew you were going to talk that talk. But I'm sorry I had to do it because I had to do it. That's all I'm saying. Okay? So listen, I'm not going to invalidate any of our guys' performances.
Oh, okay. Now we're not invalidating now. So
No,
what,
you did.
he got his
You
J back?
did.
He got his J back? Is that what you said?
did.
He got his J
You
back?
did.
He got his
You
J
did.
back. So you're going to
You
do the
did
J.
No. You did the invalidating. I'm just playing the videotape, brother. We went to the videotape. You followed it up with, G League and all of that stuff. The minute that you did that, you set yourself up, brother. I didn't do it. You did it to yourself. I'm just pointing it out. Now, in terms of, what they did on the floor, they did what they were supposed to do, which is, a team like OKC, we're supposed to beat them. We should have beat them the first time that we played them. We didn't. This was that get-back game. We got to get back. And as predicted, he had an off game. Randall had an off game against Milwaukee. But mind you, he had a great game the first time that they played against Milwaukee. But that was glossed over. So we'll leave that there. But I said to you, I'm not worried about Randall. He will get his. Sure enough, we got a triple-double. Okay? Then in terms of the Riddler, he came up and he did his thing. Good. He should be doing those things. And the fact that he did it against a G team, you said it, not me. I'm using your word, a G-rated team, that's okay. You know why it's okay? Because it builds his confidence. The question that still remains is consistency. Let's see. That's all I'm saying. I'm not invalidating him. I'm saying we need consistency from him. And yes, it's great to get all the other guys to contribute, the Burks, the Killers Bees, and the Quicklies to come in and support us, definitely. But we still need to.
Why are you hating on my other players? What do you mean, kill us bees? Why you gotta be kill us bees? They killer bees. Whether it's us or them, they're killer bees.
Listen, when they play well, they deserve the killer bees. The killer bees. When they don't play well, they're the kill us bees. That's just the way it is, brother. That's just the way it is.
Damn, you guys got some horrible tag name, man.
Hey.
But you always gets a pass. He always gets a pass. Oh, he
Wait a
had a
minute.
bad
One
game.
game? One game.
He had a bad game.
One
One
game out of
game.
what?
Out of how many we
36?
played?
36, 37?
We were 20 and 19, 39.
39 games. One game. One game. One game. I rest my case, Your Honor. Dream, take it away.
Oh my God. So basically, I guess what we got here is let's take it back to the team and say, we turned this 11-point deficit into a 26-point win. That's the bottom line, and how we have to analyze these guys on a game-to-game basis is how, big picture they're developing. So big picture, that was a good development game for guys like Barrett and Quickly, right? So, we want them to come in and look on the floor and say, I'm the best guy on this floor, and then perform that way, right? Start there before then you take that against the good veterans of the league. And that's how you build yourself up. And that's how he's going to build himself up to be a very high quality player for us, I'm pretty sure. Outside of that, we had a shaky start in that first quarter, but once we got our feet settled and realized, wait, what are we doing here? Let's not spoil this opportunity. We grinded our way through and was plus 31 in the final 3 quarters. So, and that was it. We just pulled away slowly and built the lead all the way to the end. And, so that was good to see. We basically had the same game plan that we basically had against, it ended up being the same thing against basically like Detroit, where they had a bunch of guys in double figures, but none of them really broke 20. So, I guess that's fine, And then we gave up a bunch of points in the paint and a couple from the 3-point line. We stayed that. So that was good to see. Mostly their guys just missed open shots from what I saw. There was a lot of open shots they could have hit and made this game a lot closer, But he saw our game, offensive rebounds +7, steals +9. That was pretty good, and especially late in the game, they threw a lot of balls away, so that was good. And the 3-point makes, +6. So that's always good for us, and we turn that into a solid win and get ourselves prepared for, another borough battle. And with that being said, I'm going to throw it behind my back, down low,
All right. And I'm gonna do your version of the right hand layup on the left side.
Get it.
To drop that basket. Also, we had 23 assists to their 22.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
We had a total of 10 turnovers, which we haven't accomplished something like that in a few games. We had a total of 10 turnovers, which was good. Like you said, +9 in steals. A weird stat, though, they beat us. They had more points in the paint than we did. However, we shot better from the 3-point line than they did. We shot like 40%. They shot like 25%. They shot like 8 for 32. We shot 14 for 35. And Mr. Barrett hit a couple of threes. You know why? 2.0? Because he caught it. He was squared up. Mm-hmm. He let it go, followed through the way he's supposed to. He didn't just catch. He didn't just catch and launch. He squared up. He had his right footing. He pulled up. It looked good. It looked good leaving his hand. The shots that he took. It looked good leaving his hand. And I saw a couple of times where he instead of taking a jump shot, he looked at it. You could almost see him thinking. He said, "You know what? I'm gonna take this one to the hole." And you can see that he has seemingly figured out that that's how he has to play. He cannot sit out there just launching up 3-pointers and hoping to be on for this particular game. You can't play like that. So I'm giving your boy some props there, 2.0. Even though he did that against a G League team, as you previously stated. He did it to the OKC G League team. And now, a stat that Dream usually keeps us up on, we went over the total shot mark. We shot 91 shots.
Yeah.
And we shot at 48%. They shot 76 shots, and they shot it at 48%. Well, 48.7. We can round them up to 49%. So the shooting percentages were comparable, and we managed to win a game in which we were forced to take more shots. So maybe we're coming around to some type of, let me pick a word, some type of betterment with regard to how many shots we need to take in order to get the win.
Yeah.
Because although we shot 91 shots, we still controlled that tempo. After that first quarter, after this first quarter, we actually controlled the tempo. So we'll leave it there for now. And let me throw a pass through the legs of the defender because I see 2.0 cutting to the lane. Take it, 2.0.
RJ Euro step with the right hand.
I forgot. I should have called you RJ instead of 2.0.
There you go.
Okay.
Yes, senior. Listen, okay, yeah, I'm sticking to my original statement. G League, let's go out there and perform the same way against a real team. That's the mark of progress. That's the mark of progress, okay? Up to this point, we can be having a lot of fun with this and that, okay, they had a bad game, we could give them a bad game. But on this road trip and beginning the second half of the season, it can't be one game, one good game, one bad game. Two bad games and one good game, okay? You got to follow up a good game with an even better game, okay? And I guess you got to throw off. I think Santana, you said it before, man. We caught them at the right time of the season when we are talking about Milwaukee, that we were able to beat them by 30 because they had not yet found their footing. They were just like, oh, come on, we could take it easy now. While the Knicks were feeling themselves and trying to, like prove to themselves and to the league that they are a legitimate team at that time. Now that they're a legitimate team, people don't want to take them serious. So now they have to really bring their game every night. This is where they make their season. Today, it could be a toss-up. Tomorrow, it's got to be a definite win. But we'll talk about that tomorrow. But go ahead, Santana.
Yeah, and you made a great point in terms of in the beginning of the season, we caught a lot of team off guard because it's the start of the season. They're not into their rhythm, but that's what we're supposed to do. You got to take advantage of those opportunities when they present themselves, especially when it's the beginning of the season. As a team on the come up, the Knicks, in the past, we wouldn't take advantage of winning those winnable games early in the season, and we ended the season by December under normal circumstances. By December, we already knew we were not going anywhere.
Lottery team.
Okay. This year, though, however, they started playing competitive basketball early on, and they came out with victories that people didn't expect, and that's good. You got to take advantage of that because when everybody start getting their footing, their rhythm, it's going to be tougher to beat them. But by then, you should have created a certain style of play to put yourself in a position to be competitive. And this is where right now it's going to be hit or miss. You win one game, you lose one game. You win one game. The good thing is if they do keep that pattern up, they're going to remain around 500. And if they remain around 500, they're going to make the playoffs. Because, yes, you're stacked from 5 to 10 or from 4 to 10. The margin of victory between those teams is 1 game, 1.5 games, whatever the case may be. The key is you want to try to steal a game here or there, okay? We expected them to be OKC. We expect them to be Orlando Magic. So now the question is, can we split today and tomorrow? That's the key. To keep it in context. If we split today and tomorrow, that means that we're 3-1 in this 4-game set. Okay? Okay? If we lose today and tomorrow, we won OKC, we win against the Magic, we're 2-2. That's 500. So we're right there at the margin. So the question that you raised 2.0, which is a great question. Okay, which one are we going to take? Is it going to be tonight or is it going to be tomorrow? We got to take at least one of them, whatever it takes to get at least one of them. Which one is going to be the more likely one? Well, that's the debate that we're going to have right now, because now we're going to transition into tonight's game and get everybody's take on what you think the matchup shows, and and then eventually we'll predict who's going to win, who's going to lose. So, Dream, with that being said, I just wanted to set it up like the waiter and give you the dish.
Oh, that's sweet, because I love to serve. Boy. So I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna label this as the break-even borough battle. All right, we need to get our W back. It's not really about pride. It's just play well. The whole game kind of sets up differently. Last time they beat us, that's fine. But last time they had KD and no Kyrie or Harden, and this time they have no KD and they have Kyrie and Harden. So we're going to get a whole different type of setup and approach to the game and what's coming down to attack us. Now we got two horses to worry about rather than that one Trojan horse coming down and dropping on us every single time because he went off. But, we stayed in the game. We made it respectable, but I don't think we ever had a feel or a presence, I'll say, in the game as far as controlling how, what we wanted to do in the game. They pretty much jumped on us and got out. Outside of that, recently they haven't really been playing all that well. They've been getting their wins. Obviously, their last 10 games, they won 9. So they're still getting wins even when they don't play well. Case in point, we just beat Detroit pretty handily not too long ago. Their last game was against Detroit. They only won 100-95. So they beat them by 5 points. It was like, and Harden and Irving both kind of got off a little bit, but not traditionally the way they normally do. Harden had a triple-double, 24, 10, and 10. And Irving had 18 and 4, but they both went 0 for 6 from the 3-point line. So I wish we would have caught them on that game because we would have took a W home. So, those kind of things. If that kind of play happens versus us, I think, we have a good shot of what happens in this game and controlling it. Like I said, putting a presence on it from our standpoint, Outside of that, I'm not going to take up too much time, but I will drop that overhand lob to my man, Dos Adonis.
And I'll take that lob and I'll flush it down. Okay. Now, with regard to tonight's game, made a good point, Dream. We got to face 2 monsters as opposed to the one that we faced in the previous game against them. And a point to note for you, 2.0.
Yeah.
Your man, Mr. Barrett, I think he's going to probably have to guard Harden.
Bullock.
So,
Bullock.
To guard Harden?
Yeah.
So who's your man going to guard then? Whoever the small forward is?
Yeah. Harris.
Joe Harris?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And you feel confident that your man, can have a game like he had previously against Joe Harris?
Are we talking about his defense or what? You said who he's going to guard.
His overall game.
He just got to stay on Harris. That's all he has to do.
And score on Harris as well.
And scoring on Harris is not a major, hurdle. It's not Mount McKinley or Mount Rushmore. Well, what do we ain't climbing that's not an uphill battle.
Save
Harris, go to the tape. Save the tape.
I hope I'm wrong, but I hope that Santana won't be playing this, what you just said, back to you tomorrow.
Harris don't scare me.
And I've seen those two quite a bit this season, and both of them are balling. Both of them, I just got to give it up to them. Both of them are balling. Harden's playing like an MVP candidate, and Kyrie is playing just as well. Kyrie, those guys are a good backcourt tandem, and we're going to have our hands full. We're definitely going to have our hands full. However, what we need to do is establish some kind of identity, as Dream mentioned, that we didn't have much of an identity last time we played them. They jumped out on top, and we were playing catch up or trying to play catch up for the whole game, and KD was just sniping us. You know, anytime he wanted to, he was just sniping us. Today's game is going to be a little different because they don't have him, and those other role players that they have are doing what they're supposed to do when they come in. Now I don't know if Blake has played with them yet, but has he played yet? Is he scheduled?
No.
Is he playing tonight?
Not sure. I think it says day to day or something like that because he's still clearing some protocols and stuff. But I wouldn't be surprised if he just makes an appearance. You know, I'm kind of hoping he does, and maybe that'll shake up their lineup a little bit and kind of give us an advantage as they try to work him in. You know, but I don't know.
But this is one of those games where we have to do what we do best, and play that defense that we're starting to be known for. We start off with that defense. The offense will come as it did last game, and basically, like I said, do what we do best and hope for the best. And if we do what we do and they don't do what they normally do, we can walk out of there with the dub. So I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I will pass it over to my right to 2.0.
Thank you, Bill. Okay, so let me see a couple of points. First of all, this is not a rivalry. Okay, there is no battle of the city style because we haven't shown them that we can compete with them so far.
But it's still a Knicks town. It's still a Knicks town.
Oh, this is Knicks town, but this is not like the battle for New York because they are already a better team than we are. They are already a better team than we are. We are not. This is not. We're not going back and forth. We haven't proven anything against this team. I don't think that this year is the year for us to get that into our heads. I like what you said. We just got to play our game the very best that we can, and what that is that defense. Detroit ain't got no defense, and they held them to 100 points or whatever it was, 99 points. Our defense can hold them. If we play our defense out to the best of our ability, we are in the game in the last 5 minutes of the game, and it could be anybody's game. The problem with anybody's game is that they got two snipers that can take over in the last 3 minutes that nobody else has been able to stop. So let's not make it seem like we are going to be the one that is going to do that. Who knows? Who knows? You know what I mean? The ball, bounces, every night, you got to take the shot. It doesn't go automatically because you did it the night before. So, yes, that point that Dream made about the fact that Detroit gave them a hard time. Yeah, we can give them a hard time too, and even more so. So, those are the 2 points that I wanted to make about that. And Blake Griffin, I wish they put him in the game. I would love to see that guy in the game because all they're going to do is try to go to him, and he's got nothing to give him. I would love to take my chances on him taking 15 shots than having those 15 shots spread out between Harris and another Nick killer, some dude named Brown.
Yeah,
you remember him?
Yes.
Okay. He made a name for himself the last time we played.
He's a guard, though, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he was the one that was killing RJ. I think RJ was probably on him. But all I need is for our offense to show up and our regular defense to go into that building, and we're going to be okay. Okay? That's all that matters. This game is not necessarily win or losses. It is the final score. It's got to be a tight, one of those like Miami games where they just beat us by 5 points because of, the ball bounced the wrong way or we didn't get the layup to go into overtime and that kind of stuff. That's what we want. We want some respect out of this game. Don't blow me out, man. Please don't blow me out in my own town, man. Okay, earn. This is what your boy. This is where he earns his respect against 2 All-Stars. Against not just 1 All-Star, against 2 All-Stars. Okay, he has to show up tonight. Win or lose, just show up. That's
He
what
always
I want.
does.
No, I want them all to show up.
Oh,
I want them all to show up. Okay, I'm not going to single him out because even if he shows up by himself, we could lose by 30. But if they all show up, then okay, I lose by 5. But it's not like you took me out into the back of the woodshed, laid a beating on me. Okay, that's what we don't want to see. We don't want this to be over by the end of the half, and we're down by 20. Take it away, Santana.
So this is going to be a true testament of where we are defensively as a team. We're going up against an elite offensive team. That's indisputable. And so going into this game, we have to approach it of, look, we got to really see how we measure up against elite offense. And we know this team, they're going to get buckets. They can score points. They can also give them up. But the key is we don't want to get into a shootout with this team.
no.
We can't do that. We can't afford it. We don't have the firepower to match up on the offensive end with them. So our staple has to be defense, control pace, slow the ball down, force them into, eating the clock. Yeah, let Harden try to dribble it 20 seconds of the shot clock. But be careful when you close out on him not to foul him. Don't close out to try to block his shot. Just put your hands in his face, obstruct his view, but let him dribble because you want him to slow the pace down. If we control the pace, we win the game. But if we play to their strength, then we can easily get blown out. Now, in terms of Griffin, Griffin hasn't been who he has been in the past. However, he's still a big body. I don't care if he hasn't dunked since 2019. That doesn't mean anything to me. Because if you play below the rim and you're effective, look at Harford. Harford is not dunking everybody all over everybody, but he's effective in the low post. So, we don't want to underestimate his value to the team because he can definitely help them. And we don't have enough big bodies to match up and put a body. We're going to have to deal with Jordan. Jordan is their center. He's 105 years old, but he's a wily veteran. He's a wily veteran, and Noel doesn't have the weight to push him out, from the paint. And if you put in a Griffin down there too, you know what I mean? Now who's going to be matching up against him? Maybe Randall. Okay, Randall could match up against him, but then that means that Barrett is going to have to get up on Harden most likely, or Bullock, and then of course Kyrie. Who's going to play point guard today? We don't know. Last game Peyton didn't play. We don't know when Rose is coming back. We're hopeful that Frank could come in and play better than he did the last game, and then quickly, they're going to have their hands full because Kyrie is a handful. Whoever's going to defend Kyrie is going to have their hands full. There's nobody could stop that cat. That guy is unstoppable, man. He's 6 feet, maybe 6'1". He plays bigger than his size. I mean, he's dangerous. Our saving grace is our defense. We have to. Our primary game plan is defense first, defense second, defense third. Yep. That's the only chance that we have to win this game. We gotta play D. That's what I'm gonna say for now. Dream, take it away.
Well, so basically, we're not playing at home, but it's kind of we get to be home. Everybody's sleeping in their own bed. So that being said, it is Gotham City night, and the Riddler must show up in favor of New York. All right, not in favor of Brooklyn. He doesn't need to perplex his way. He needs to show up in favor of New York and not Brooklyn. Okay, do your thing. All right. tonight's game is the bar versus the heart, and you are going to have your hands full because, like you guys said in the last game, you want to call these guys G League players or whatever, or rookies, or first scrubs, however you want to lay it. But he needs to show up and announce himself. I'm here against some of these guys. I'm not saying you have to win the matchups, but you have to say, I'm here. You're not just going to run me off and let me score 9 points tonight. Not off of 32 or whatever. First time you scored 30 points in your whole career. Great. Now back it up with another 20, 25 point, 10, something like that. 20, 25, and 10. 20, 25, and 10. Something like that. All right?
Yo, it was 32, not 38. It was 32.
I didn't say 38. I didn't say 38.
Oh, okay.
We can roll that tape back too next time. But
okay.
Burks and Bullock did not play last game, okay? And Toppin only played 1 minute, right? Because he was just coming back from injury. So these guys all need to be effective, like you guys keep saying. The other guys got to show up. They have to show up. Everybody's got to show up and play. We don't need to get in the running gun, but you guys need to make shots today, okay? Ultimately, what it comes down to is that, we defend our house, but, Brooklyn boy, they nasty, man. And I started calling James Harper the Viper, so their house is protected by a Viper. Stand back. I toss it to Bill Sinamas.
And I'm going to stay out on the outside for this one and just pop it.
Oh, okay. You don't want to go inside.
I don't want to go inside in this one.
Want to get bit by them snakes?
Yeah, I just popped a 3.
Okay.
Like you guys are saying, those guys are a problem. And defense, that is the only way. And another thing, we keep our turnovers down. We keep our turnovers down, play some D, and we give ourselves, that's the best possible chance that we have of walking out of there with the dub. If we don't do that, if we get into we can have a shootout type of game, we're going to get drubbed and we're going to get ran out of the borough if that happens. So I'm expecting solid play. And one thing I do notice that if we're playing our defense, we'll be able to better control the tempo, which I've watched, like I said, I've watched Brooklyn a few times, and they just seem to they just have great offensive individuals that just manage to get it done. I see a lot of times where they're not controlling tempo or whatever, and they're just blessed to have those 3 players on that team that can just pull them out of whatever situations. But now, as was stated by you guys with regard to their last game playing against Detroit seemingly controlled that tempo. They just had better players and were able to pull out the game. That will not be the same situation against us, or I would like to think that way. If we can control defense, continue to play our hard-nosed defense for 48 minutes, keep our turnovers down, and move the ball around offensively, share the scoring, we can make some noise. I'm not saying we'll win, but it'll be a better game than if we allow them to control tempo and try to play their style of play and start just jacking up threes. I don't see us doing that, and therefore I'm expecting a tight game. I'm expecting a hard-fought game, and I'm expecting, regardless of whatever the outcome is, I'm expecting folks to say, "Oh, okay, the Knicks are here. The Knicks have showed up, and they're here." And I'm hopefully expecting Brooklyn after the game, no matter what the outcome is, to say, "You know what? I don't think I want to see them first round of the playoffs." I'm hoping that we can impress ourselves and them to that degree. Other than that, let's go Knicks. With that being said, pass it over to you, 2.0.
That's a great point that you just made. because even though we won, we went from 4th or 5th to 7th.
Right.
And if the season ended today, we'd be meeting the Nets in the first round. So yes, we have to take this like if it's a playoff possibility. This could be a playoff matchup for us. Okay, so we have to think that far ahead. Don't not we, you all who are talking playoffs. Okay, like I said, we went from 4 to 7 in one day. 4 to 7 in one day, and we are going into the toughest part, according to Dream, the toughest part of our schedule. I think we got. I don't know what the number was, but we got one of the toughest schedules in the whole league, in the 4th or 5th toughest schedule.
Yeah, they did us dirty. With
the basketball gods are against us, man. Or they just figure, man, we're not going to waste our time with the Knicks. Let's just make it harder on them anyway. So
maybe they're trying to give us the number 1 pick. And we're fighting back against that now.
Well, that's a tough one to try to get in the playoff, develop our young players, and tank at the same time.
No, I'm saying schedule-wise, they tried to tank us.
Oh, okay.
Not that we trying to tank.
Okay.
So
the other point, where was it? So we're in 7th place now. You talked about that we have to bring the defense. There's a rumor going around that they might start Quigley. Wrong move. You need to start Nilikina because of his defense, because of his length, because he's going to bother Kyrie if you put him on Kyrie. And you put Bullock on Harden, and you put RJ on Harris. That's got to be your starting unit, man. You got to start with a defensive, group. And then, because if you start quickly and Kyrie starts to, turn him around like a top, that kid is going to be dizzy by the time the end of the first quarter happens, and he might need some oxygen, and he's going to need some intravenous. You're going to need to go and see a doctor, man, or shrink by the end of this game. So let Frank get that psychological massage, that psychological beatdown, and then let Quigley come with that their second unit, and let him ease into, and let them work with that. And I still say, as a point guard, bring in Burks. And let Quigley come in as a second guard, and so that's what's going to give us the best chance, I guess, tonight. So yeah, great point about that defensive, bringing that defensive team, and that's what I have to say. So take it away, Santana.
Yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you in terms of the matchups in the starting, in the starting lineup. That would definitely send a message to Brooklyn and even the Knicks that we're approaching this game from a defensive perspective, and we want to impose our will on you defensively, and that will give us the best chance to win. And of course, bringing in quickly off the bench is the better approach as opposed to starting him, because he's prone to get into foul trouble. He's prone to get cooked on the offensive end. He gets cooked, okay? And Kyrie will cook him. Kyrie is going to cook him because Kyrie's cooking anybody and everybody. So he would cook quickly. Whereas Frank has been in the league a few years, so he's a veteran. He's not gonna destroy him if he gets cooked by Kyrie, because he knows Kyrie is that good. All he can do is try to contain him.
Stay in front of him.
All that we can ask of him, or if he gets by him, okay, let Kyrie lift up and he could catch him from behind. You can do that, okay? You could catch him from behind. That way it'll make Kyrie think twice about how he takes people off the dribble and get by them. But, those are little nuances of the game that, a good defender would implement in taking something away from Kyrie. But Kyrie is just unstoppable. That kid, man, every time I see him, he amazes me, man, with the skill set that he
Yeah,
has
man.
with that ball and the shot selection and finishing with his left or his right. I mean, he's unstoppable. But the bottom line is it's got to be a defensive game. It's got to be that kind of mentality about, look, like you said, 2.0, this is a potential playoff opponent that we may have to play. We don't want to show all our cards because if we do face them, we don't want them to game plan against us. But we do want to send a message. We do want to send a message that we're here to compete. And like Bill said, regardless of the outcome, we want them to think, man, we don't want to face them in the playoffs. Okay, I will say playoffs, as I know you try to separate yourself from the playoff prediction, but I'm gonna say it. I said it from day one, and I'm sticking with them. They will make the playoffs. Okay, whether it's the play-in or playoffs, but they're gonna make it. They're gonna play. Okay, they're gonna play. The key is now is when you really have to be that much more disciplined as they were in the beginning of the season, where they were playing this style of basketball. Everybody, oh my God, they got to pick up the pace. And I'm like, no, man, they're doing what they're supposed to do. They're preparing them for playoff basketball. That's when the game slows down. Now in the second half, this is when you tighten up that defense. And that's what I have my faith in, because Thibodeau has said in different interviews that this team hasn't achieved the level of defensive efficiency that he believes they can get up to. And that's what I do expect them to do in the second half of the season, is that they're going to get even better and better and better. So with that said, now we got to start doing our predictions, man. I got 2 minutes. So listen, I'm going to call this a tight game. I'm going to call it 103-101. And I'm going to give the Knicks the edge.
Whoa!
On this game, and this game only. That's my prediction. Go ahead, Dream.
I like it. I'll say you got a little more nerve than me. But
No.
If we call him quickly 5 speed, he better be careful with Kyrie, because he's gonna show him what to do with a turbo speed 6. All right, so that's basically that matchup. But I agree, they don't need to put these guys against each other, not for our benefit. He needs to come off the bench. Him and Burks need to be that tandem, because that's where if we're gonna win, it's gonna be on the bench side. So and that being with that being said, the starters have to play their normal game. Come to everybody, bring what they do, and then the bench take over and try to win the game for us. But I know we only got a couple minutes. I can't do it. I'm not gonna pull that trigger and say the Knicks gonna win, but I will call a close game. Brooklyn 117, New York 113. And I told him to take my legs to Bill Stradamus.
You said 117, 113?
That's what he
Brooklyn
said.
Okay. What's going on with Rose? Before I make my prediction, what is he out on? At first it was his knees, and he has COVID. What is he at now? Whooping cough? Where's he at? Where did I do that?
They made a decision he was going to be out these 4 games.
Okay.
Regardless, they just
all right.
So because they're considering even the Brooklyn is still part of the road trip, so the 4-game road trip, and then bring them back when they go home.
And then Peyton, he re-aggravated. His thigh or his calf or whatever, hammy. All right. So I too am going to call a close game. I really hope, although it's going to be hard for Nerlens Noel to do his usual defensive damage, because he's playing against a guy who probably outweighs him by 80 pounds. So, I'm going to call a close game, and I'm going to say 100-98 Knicks.
Woo! Woo!
Because our defense is what's going to pull us through. I gotta just like Santana said, I'm going to place my faith on that defense and on Mr. Tibbs bringing us a certain game plan to walk out of there with the dub. And it's going to be close, but that's where I'm going. 198. And let me pass it over to you 2.0. So you
Okay.
can bring our hopes down.
Bring it. No. Let's call it. Let's
Bring
keep
the
it
hopes
real.
down.
No. We're gonna keep it real.
Okay, now you do. Go ahead.
Okay, let's keep it real. We're gonna be in this game. Okay, but by the end, it's gonna be a 120, 105 Nets. Okay, we're gonna rest our starters, and we're gonna try to win tomorrow night's game against the Embiid-less Sixers. That's like Santana said. We got to win one of these two. We're gonna have to try and win tomorrow night's game and not waste all of our energy in trying to beat this two-headed monster called the New York. No, they're the Brooklyn Nets. There will never be New York anything. Or they used to be the New York Nets when they were out in Long Island and Julius Erving and and the boys.
But let me ask you something: Is Tibbs is not coming? He's not coaching tonight or something?
Who, Tibbs?
Yeah, because you're talking about resting the starters, which that dude does not do that. So,
well, you know what?
He
gonna show you something different tonight because he knows he needs one of these two games.
Okay.
Santana got the word. He went and made the call. He said, brother, make a choice. It's either tonight or tomorrow, but by the third quarter, if this is out of hand, we need those boys tomorrow. So send them into the back and start massaging them and give them bubble baths and whatever it is that you need to do and get them ready for tomorrow's game. Do not try to kill us because, first of all, Quigley has got groin issue, okay? And, he's day-to-day, okay? Taj isn't completely back. We don't have a full contingency. We can't go into and lose both of these games.
Agreed.
Okay.
It's okay if we do, though. It's all right.
It's okay if we do.
The season don't end in 2 games. So.
No, but like we've been saying here, send a message to the Nets. Beat the Philadelphia tomorrow.
Yeah.
Okay. So if there's no message to be sent in a blowout, pack your bags, man.
Agree.
So, having said that, I want to thank everyone for a great show. As always, and as we say at the end of each and every one of our episodes, once a Nick, always a Nick.
All right, fellas. We'll chat it up during the game.
During the
We'll
game.
chat it up during the game.
7:30 or 8 o'clock?
It's an 8 o'clock game.
It's at 8 o'clock. That's what I saw. All
All right, fellas.
All right.